Ooh, oh yeah, we got a Lost Box. Roaring Moon in the prize, Super Rod, a Water, Electric, Trainer, and Switcher card. So Switch and Switchy card. I just read Trainer. And I did not quite see what was in the other guys' prizes, but it is fine. Here we go. So we're opening up with an Iron Hands and a Comfy. We have the Buddy Poppin' coming down. The Buddy Poffin coming down. He's got to search his deck. Get a count. By the way, if you are playing the Pokemon TCG, this is a skill that you need to master. I sit down and run drills where I will just kind of like play out my starting hand, drop something that lets me like look through my deck, and then I'll try to quickly look through my deck and I'll write down what I believe my prizes are. Then I'll turn my prizes over and see if I got it correctly. Because the key is here, you don't want to be burning a bunch of time where one, you're kind of slow playing, which is messed up, and two, where you might put yourself in a position where you have killed so much time that you cannot finish the games, and then if you lose round one, or you lose, the first match, then you're kind of just out. So ultimately, he's deciding to go ahead and get 2 Comfies. Okay, just a light shuffling of it up. I think that this is going to be an incredibly interesting game here that we got on the cast. I'm kind of interested in seeing, because from what I heard, the Iron Hands pops off relatively quickly and kind of just foils this guy's game plans. So we're going to see kind of how this goes. Okay, he is going ahead and doing a flower selecting. Getting rid of a switch, hitting a switchy card into another flower selecting. He's going to go ahead. I don't see what he took there, but he was in discards the, I forget what that card's called, 3.0. What's the card called? I don't know, man. I'm tired today. Let's see what's going on. Are we going to see the Cramorant turn 1? We do see the Cramorant turn 1. We do have 2 in the lost zone. And we see the Greninja come down. So no turn 1 attack, but ultimately establishing a pretty solid board. The Iron Hand players has a pretty solid hand. I see an Electric Generator there. It looks like he has the Research and the Nest Ball. So he got a Nest Ball. This is great because 1, he only has 1 Pokemon. And 2, he does need to thin out the deck for that Electric Generator. So let's see what he kind of hits here. In this type of matchup, I feel like if the future Iron Hands player is able to get that Iron Hand online quick enough, then he should steamroll through Lost Box. But Lost Box is such an powerful deck, and it has been present in the meta for so long that I don't necessarily see it going away. And as we can see, even with the popularity of future Iron Hands kind of on the rise, we can see here that he is in fact getting a very good run here. I'm obviously taking it all the way to the finals, so being an incredibly good player. So let's kind of see what's going on here. He's going to go ahead and search out another future Pokemon, doing a little bit more deck thinning, plus just establishing a little bit wider of a board. I'm interested. Okay, it looks like he's going to take the Iron Crown. I'm kind of interested about this because you don't really need to up your damage output as much into Lost Box, but it will help if the opponent establishes like a Roaring Moon or their own Iron Hands to kind of get a one-hit knockout. So I guess it's kind of just planning for those future turns when those bigger Pokemon come down while also thinning out that deck. And then he grabs another Iron Hand. I think that card is so good. Future Box is something that I think I am going to look into playing. I'm kind of curious to see its matchup into some of the newer decks like Dragapult EX and the Tilmask Raging Bolt. Kind of, interested in seeing that. He's going to go ahead and now and play it because that card just adds it to the hand. Then he's going to go ahead and slap down Baby Miraidon, attaching 1. He's going to Professor Research. Okay. He's got the Mew in hand. I saw a couple Electric Energy. I thought he had, did I miss? I thought he had a electric generator in hand on the previous, but maybe I am wrong. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and just bring up the Miraidon, baby Miraidon, and take an immediate turn 1 prize while establishing energy. Yeah, so electric generator, 2 of the bracelets. We have the future tool there that gives free retreat plus 20 damage. Then we got a psychic and electric energy inside his prizes. So if he takes from the bottom, he's either hitting bracelet or electric energy, and he hit the electric energy. So, it's kind of funny. I've always kind of wondered this. Why do Pokemon TCG players only take from the bottom up when that is not stated in the rules? I know that it's like a thing they do so that the opponent can't claim any type of cheating. However, it is not against the rules to take your prizes in whichever order you want, technically. And I think if I ever got on stream, I would want to just grab a middle prize just for the heck of it and just to throw off my opponent. Because ultimately, if I'm on stream, people can see that I'm not cheating, or I would very easily be caught. And that would just be funny, I think, to see like my opponent kind of like trip out about me just following the rules. It's kind of funny. They only take from the bottom up, which there's no rule saying that you have to do that. But then they also do that crazy deck search when technically inside of Pokemon, you're supposed to do every action decisively and quickly and like straight to the point. So technically by the rules of Pokemon, you play like a nest ball. You're supposed to search your deck for the Pokemon you want, play it. This whole stopping and doing deck count thing is just something that's kind of allowed. But is it like really in the rules? It's just a strategy people have adapted, and Pokemon's just like, cool, yeah, you can do that. We don't care. Which I think is pretty cool because doing that stuff in other games, you're not allowed to do. Like inside Bandai games, you can't just, if you get a deck search, you can't stop and start writing crap down. You're actually not allowed to use it at all inside of like One Piece. So I think it just adds the skill level of the player. The player can be skillful and like map out his deck and write stuff down. And I think that's really cool that the Pokemon TCG does that. Okay, back to the game. He goes and attaches the rescue board, so now he has free retreat. He's done 2 flower selecting. I think he has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 6 cards in the Lost Box. He's going to go ahead and establish that, I believe, the Iron Bundle, which allows him to bump it. And then I think the opponent has to put a different card in the active. The opponent does get to choose, but the Santa Penguin does force a card from the bench. And he's going to go ahead and ultimately choose to promote the Iron Hands. Interesting choice. Not sure if he has the Arven in hand, so he knows he can always get out of the active. And it looks like we're just going to see a spitting innocently here for 110 damage. I think ultimately that's all we're going to see. I'm expecting the Iron Hands on the bench to be able to pop off next turn and come up and take essentially 2 prizes, which will give him a 3-prize lead. Yep, we got the Arven, and that's going to be probably a capsule. Yep, it looks like he's grabbing the capsule and then a switch card, which would make sense because then you can actually switch card to heal some damage off of that Iron Hands, and then bring up the other Iron Hands, and then you can always attach the capsule to it to give it free retreat so that you're kind of in a good place. Or you can just hold the capsule in case your opponent bosses or gusts something up and try to hold it for next turn, because Lost Box typically is not going to just disrupt their own hand for no reason. So you'd probably be safe to hold it in hand. But it looks like you can attach it. Oh, and maybe we're not getting to the other Iron Hands. Okay, bam. Yeah, he didn't have an electric generator. I kind of would have thought that he would have attached for turn. Then when you, instead of grabbing the switch cart, grab the electric generator and go for the Iron Hands. But I guess this is a much safer play and probably the correct one. He still has a 2-prize lead. He's only leaving a 1-prize Pokemon in the active. So good. I think that baby Miraidon is so good. I reckon we're going to see some more flower selecting here. I played Lost Box back when the the amazing rares were in the game, and I did love it. You get so many choices. It's such a high skill ceiling deck. He went ahead and concealed cards for 2. Now he's flower selecting. It looks like he has a Corliss and a Switchy card, so he opts to take the Switchy card. Now he should be in that above 7 range now. Oh, okay. Is that a Hoopa EX? Nice. Bringing down the Hoopa EX, I believe it is. Yeah. I'm so out of the loop on what people are playing in Lost Box these days. I took a break from Pokemon, and now I'm coming back strong because I love the game, and I love the competitiveness of the game. So let's see what's going on. He has a lot of supporters in hand. He does have a Mirage Gate, and that's ultimately what he's choosing to do. So we're going to see what he's going to do here. It looks like he's grabbing a Dark Energy to go on the Hoopa and an Electric Energy. It does have to be 2 different ones. And he's going to slap that on the Iron Hands. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, that's what's up. I do believe that Iron Hands is going to be weak to fighting. So having that Hoopa down, that's technically a fighting Pokemon, even though he's really a dark Pokemon, it's pretty dope. He's going to hit the boss. Okay. Boss is going to come up. Hoopa's there. Are we going to see a big old fat knockout? A buddy pop in? Actually, I'm not 100% positive how much damage. There we go. 50, this deck does 50 damage times every damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon. So because there's, on all of your opponent's Pokemon, Tashel. Wow. So since there's 7 damage counters, it's going to do 7 times 50, and then Iron Hands is weak to, oh no, it's for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So, my bad. Dyslexia kicked in. I am dyslexic. That's not just a joke. 1, 2, 3. So, he had a bunch of energy attached. I think still had 6 energy, so 6 times 50. And then I believe it's double damage there. So, let's see what the Iron Hands player can go ahead and come back with here. Okay, it looks like he's going back in for some future Pokemon. He went ahead and got rid of that Mew. Yeah, it looks like he got rid of that Mew. And he's going to go ahead and grab him another Baby Miraidon, smart, and another Iron Hands, obviously, to replace that one, which is also smart. So I'm interested to see what he does this turn, how he kind of reestablishes, because his boards are pretty good, but he just lost the Iron Hand 3 energy on it, which doesn't feel good. He is going to Iono. That is a big one because that was a fat hand with a lot of good supporters. So just taking him down to 4, both of them going down to 4. I also love that it's the battle of the yellow sleeves. Obviously, this guy over here has the lighter yellow sleeve. You guys probably can't tell what I'm pointing at. I'm in the small little bubble on the screen. Okay, so that is a straight garbage hand to come off of. However, he is going to retreat into the Iron Hands. And he is going to go ahead and take Knockout. And with that, he is going to take 2 prizes. And he's able to take Knockout there because he has 3 of the Iron Crowns, which is boosting the damage counter of his attack by 60, which is an incredibly big boost. And his I believe his arm press does 160. So 160 plus 160, 220. And he takes prize to go down to 2 prizes here. I think that this one should just pretty much easily go to the future box deck. He's up to prizes, and ultimately he's well established, and he does have a handful of supporters next turn. We got 2 buddy pop-ins left in the deck. He's already okay. He's checking his energy, mapping his energy. It is drop. My bad. I didn't see him grab his drop. Okay, so we got the concealed cards for 2, getting a Mirage Gate and a Nest Ball. Let's see. kind of looking at that drop, looking at that energy in there. Quite a little bit of energy in his drop already. You could go ahead and nest ball just to get the count on what you have going on in there. Yup. And also fish out a better Pokemon that you might use to attack this turn if you need to. So Psychic, Electric, a Dark, one Psychic. I saw one Psychic, one Electric, and one Dark Energy inside of the deck. It can't be it, right? There's got to be a little bit. No, that might be it. Dark, Psychic. Yeah, I see a Dark, a Psychic, and Electric. That's all I was able to spot in there. Yeah. We will see if there's more than that, but he has quite a few energy in the drop at this point, so he might need to go ahead and Super Rod, which I do believe he has in hand. Nope, he's going to go ahead and Mirage Gate. So there's the Electric, and is he going to take the Dark or the Psychic? He's going to take both the Dark and the Electric and attach it to the Iron Hands. Turning on the Arm Press attack. Should be now ready to go, which would hit for 160. 160 and the 70 is going to equal out to 230, so he should be able to get prize. But then all this future box player has to do is gust up the Raikou and be able to take it out, or just be able to respond knockout to the Iron Hands that he promotes up. A very, very pretty alternate Iron Hands. Ultimately choosing to take, I believe, the Primal Catcher is what I saw there, and he went ahead and put the Mirage Gate into the drop. So, one thing that I am really curious to see is, does Dragapult just beat Lost Box, or will Lost Box be able to adapt to really take on Dragapult? Because I feel like Lost Box, in the current way it's set up, it kind of takes a second to, set up all your stuff, right? You don't have scoop up nets anymore. It takes you a minute to get the 7 and drop. So I'm just wondering, how does it adapt to the current meta? I mean, they have things to help, but how do they just kind of adapt? You know what I mean? So, Pokegear, that's what it's called, Pokegear. I was losing my mind not being able to remember. Pokegear, he has a couple options to choose there, but he already has an Iono. He already has Arven, but it looks like he's going to ultimately opt to take the Arven. My guess here is that we're going to Arven for an Electric Generator, which would be a really, really, really exciting finish if he could just fully charge up his Iron Hands and then smack the opposing Iron Hands for a game. That would be really, really cool. If he doesn't, he's kind of in an awkward place. Because, okay, we got Electric Generator to top 5. And the whiff, bro. That's the thing about Electric Generator right there. I mean, the last time I played Electric Generator, I didn't whiff, but I am a bit of the GOAT. I don't know what to tell you. I taught Tord everything he knows. I made Tord Azul GG. Those guys are my proteges, So I don't whiff Electric Generators, but he just did. And that's detrimental. That's pretty rough. Let's see what happens here. Okay. He's kind of looking through his opponent's drop here. I think he's realizing, he has everything he needs for Mirage Gates. He has everything, obviously he has energy in there. He can always get that energy back. So, and he's going to go ahead and Professor Research. Is that what he just did? Wait a minute. I'm confused. Here. Did he? Okay, he's going to Professor Research. Okay, let's see what's going on. Dumping the entire hand. I'm confused. I thought he Arven for that Electric Generator. I guess not. That first Electric Generator. And then now he's going to use the second Electric Generator. Here we go. Oh, we got 2. And we got 2. We have the attach. We're going to retreat, and we got the game. That is sick. That is sick. Oh, bro, that second electric generator. Finally, good job, Kim. I was disappointed in you about that whiff. You should never whiff that card. It's a complete skill issue when you do. So that misplay of whiffing, I was drastically disappointed. But the fact that you hit the second one, I'll allow it. So that is what is up. And we're going into game 2 with the future box taking game 1. We have 54 minutes left on the clock. And yeah, okay, 54 minutes left. Let's go. Super excited to see how this game 2 goes. That one was a bit of a nail biter. I can see the frustration on his face right there, and just the frustration. So, I get it though. But bro, no matter what, you're still in second place. This game, my recommendation to a player that did lose would be to shuffle better. If you shuffle better, you will always perform better. Yeah, that'd be my advice. But if you do need some coaching, I am available. All right, just getting set up and ready. This is the moment. Like, you're excited. You got the adrenaline rushing. You just won game 1. All you got to do is not screw up, and you're there. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. So here we go. I imagine that it has to be a little bit of a crushing feeling that you get when you lose that game 1 and you were so close to winning. I've experienced it in regionals myself, but that is something you actually have to learn to fight through. Because I wouldn't be serious. Sometimes that feeling is dude, I put in all this work. I thought I had it. I would have scooped sooner if I didn't realize, you know what I mean? All those thoughts, should I have scooped sooner? What should I have done? Those things are just rough. So taking a quick look at the prize, we are going to go ahead. Oh, I was going to pause, but they moved too fast, and I don't want to take the risk of rewinding and screwing it up. So here we go. Iron Bundles and a Sableye. Both opponents kind of with a junky start. However, that makes up for it. Gonna throw down Bracelet. He's gonna be able to fully establish now 2 future Pokemon, whichever 2 he likes. Go ahead and doing his deck search and kind of figuring out those prizes. The thing here is that Iron Bundle is actually not that bad to start with because of the ability to kind of use them as a mini gust. So if your opponent only gets down 1 flower selecting, flower selecting, you can go ahead and gust it if that's the only Pokemon on their bench. I didn't see the hand, and I'm not sure if he had any Buddy Poffins to pop off. That's what he's gonna need to do because he's gonna need to get down those comfies. He's gonna need to get down multiple of those comfies. Because if he only establishes 1 other Pokemon, that Pokemon can easily be targeted while Kim is able to play a supporter just because of that Iron Bundles. So I definitely really like that. Definitely really like that. And by all technicality, it is always a Pokemon you can search out. It's a future Pokemon, so that's what's cool. I like Iron Bundles a lot. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and establish an Iron Crown and an Iron Hands. Let's see. Let's see if he's able to pop off anymore. I did not see what all was in his hand. But this might be, he does have Electric Generator. And let's see, did he, the whiff, bro, I told you. Bro, this guy, you need to watch some of my gameplay videos. I'll have to make a how to not whiff Electric Generator video because disappointed you, Kim. He's going to go ahead and retreat the Iron Bundles. 1, to protect it. 2, it might need to be on the bench to activate its effect. I'm not sure. I haven't read that card in a little bit. We do have the Corliss, so I did see the Cramorant in hand there. It looks like he has a Cramorant, a Switch, a Super Rod, and I'm not sure what that middle card is. Actually, a semi-difficult choice here because you obviously never want to be just lost zoning energy. But sometimes it's necessary. He wants to get that flower selecting, so he needs that switch. Plus, you really don't want to leave Sableye up there. You might need him later on in the game. Oh, this is another tough decision. Back to back. It looks like that's a Forest Stillstone. Is that what it was? Plus, yes. Plus another Comfey. And since you want to keep that chain going, you kind of need the Comfey. And here we go for another flower selecting. Let's see if it's another weird one. A Buddy Buddy Coffin. And I can't see what the other card is. I think it might have been a Switch card. Yep. Switch card. So now he can get spit innocently down and use it, which is absolutely what he's going to do. 110 damage, but that is why we put Iron Crowns up there, was to just soak up those damage. Ultimately, Ionaine, I wonder why he didn't choose to attach there for turn. Maybe just realizing that like one energy isn't going to do that much. I'll probably pull in the more since I run 40,000, and kind of hoping that, you know, he can go about it a little bit differently. However, it looks like he got a lot of energy in his hands, some capsule. He is going to go ahead and gust. What is the opponent going to choose? He's going to choose a flower selecting, a Comfey. We're going to go ahead and Nest Ball. I'm guessing that's going to be Baby Miraidon. Yup, and Baby Miraidon is going to come down. This attack is so good because he's going to be doing 80 damage because of the two Iron Crowns. He has the capsule to attach so he can get free retreat, and then he has the attach for turn. So that is absolutely why he did not, why he did not attach for turn, which was smart. He knew he was playing towards that card, the Miraidon. That's smart. And he's going to go ahead and be able to charge a Psychic and Electric to his Iron Hands. This is, it can be kind of scary right now. You're up one prize. You're staring at you got to spit innocently, which does 110. And I believe Baby Miraidon is 110, so you could take potentially knockout here. But does it do good? And he just got a Bracelet, which is so good. Bracelet is such a good card. Essentially, Bracelet is Battle Pass VIP for future boxes. Like, so good. And even better because it adds it to your hand, which is just super good. And all you got to do is discard something you don't need that turn. Man. Okay. Here we go. Kind of taking account, he's doing a Nest Ball search. So looking at what resources he has left, I'm pretty sure he's counting his energy here, which is super important. Kind of intrigued to see what he grabs here, because Greninja makes sense. You kind of want more Comfeys because you want to be able to flower select. You don't have that many cards right now inside of your loss zone. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be, he did Corliss and maybe two more. So he has somewhere between 4 to 5, I think. But I can only see 3 on the screen. Now we have Corliss again. He's getting rid of the Artizone. Makes sense. You don't really need that. Once again, having to discard another energy. Never liked the discard energies, but sometimes you have to. Picks up an Electric, and it looked like double Mirage Gate. So we are going to go ahead, and I think we're going to see a flower select in here, which would make a lot of sense. But I feel like you kind of want to kill this Miraidon. But if you, in any way, shape, or form, could take prize on that Iron Hands, that's probably what you'd want to do. It is a little rough here because on one extent, you don't want that Miraidon just chipping away. We have a Comfey and an Iron Hands. Great. Grabbing that Iron Hands, ultimately choosing to discard the Comfey. He should be getting close, if not at Mirage Gate territory. But yeah, you kind of definitely, it's kind of a weird situation because as long as that Miraidon is there, he can keep pinging your Comfeys while also ramping energy, which is just scary. But at the same time, that Iron Hands, he could attach next turn and he would only need one electric generator, to generate 1 energy to, be able to amp you very much. And that is a very scary thing when you're playing Lost Box. You don't want them starting to amp you, so yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Just giving his deck a quick little shuffle. He is going to, I'm guessing, establish the Iron Hands, maybe? Oh, he might just be considering going for a Spit Innocently. Yep, we're just guessing Spit Innocently. My guess is the opponent is going to go ahead and promote that Iron Crown, with free retreat. And then he is going to work towards that Iron Hands. I believe he has a Professor in hand. So quite literally, he could attach for turn, like do all of this stuff to the end of his deck, attach an electric for turn because he has a second electric in hand. And then as long as he has the electric generator off that Professor, he could go straight into hand very much. But we'll see what route he chooses to go. It looks like he's going to grab 2 Iron Hands. Makes sense. Gonna discard 1. He's just deck thinning, which is incredibly smart because you don't need both those Iron Hands hitting your bench. You can really just go ahead and establish 1. And I would take the Iron Crowns probably and establish it maybe because you're still going to be 4 at the bench with an Iron Hands and an Iron Crown. So you'll still have 1 available for if you need to pivot into like another Miraidon or anything like that. But ultimately, he chooses to leave it into the deck, which is probably also fine. It would just suck if, you Professor Research and you got that card and the next card would have been the Electric Generator or something a little bit more defining. But I totally get it. He's sitting at table 1 with a win, so he establishes both Iron Hands and goes ahead and Professors. So hopefully here we're going to see an Electric Generator. Yes, we do have an Electric Generator. Can he pull it off? He has been having some very, very 50-50 luck, but he's already whiffed one this game. So we may not see the Electric Generator. No, he opts to go ahead and hold on to it and take the single prize, which he's going to get an Arven. So Arven for next turn is really good because if your opponent doesn't disrupt your hand, which the chance of that is very slim, you can technically potentially get into a double Electric Generator, plus getting tablets or whatever else you need to retreat. And Loftbox, chances are, is not going to disrupt the hand. He probably isn't even running, I don't know, maybe a Roxanne, but I doubt it. We do see the Hoopa EX come down. Last game, this Hoopa put in some work, getting an easy, quick 2-prize knockout on a big Iron Hands. The opponent was just able to get back into another one because they had the Electric Generator. However, we might see the exact same thing happen here. We might see a Hoopa knockout take 2, and then we might see an immediate ramping up of the other benched Iron Hands to come back and just take another knockout. So this is starting to shape up to be potentially just deja vu from the first round. Time remaining in this final is just 42 minutes. We're going to go ahead and see a Comfy with the flower selecting. I didn't see what he grabbed there. But, yep, he's kind of a massive hand. He has multiple Mirage Gates. So he definitely has options. I thought I did see a Roxanne, so we might have that. But our opponent is still 1 prize away from that Roxanne. So not even worried. If I was Future Box right now, I would be chilling. Knowing what's in my hand, seeing what line my opponent's going for with the Hoopa coming down, I would be honestly pretty chill right now. He's kind of looking through the drop. He's getting an energy account, maybe debating super rotting. I think he might have had one in hand. I'm not positive. He's going to go ahead and ultimately promote that Hoopa. He's got a super rod. See what he puts back. Probably just a 3 energy. Makes sense. You're going to need those for later. And 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your buff Pokemon. He is going to be swinging for 150 damage. But like I said, Iron has weak fighting. So that would actually be 300 damage. It will be an easy knockout. There's the attach from hand. And I think we're just going to see a prize. Yep, 2 prizer. So right now the count, he's going to take a rescue board and I think an electric energy, but I didn't see. close at that bottom. Here we go. So I think we're about to see just a repeat of what happened last time, because you can easily attach one for turn, electric generator, Arvin, electric generator, and as long as you hit a couple energy, you're right back in it. So here we go, electric generator, double, right? No single, he does get one. You love to see it. Gonna shuffle that deck, and then I'm guessing he's gonna go back in with Arvin. I think this is the really fun part about Future Box, is kind of this like roulette effect. It kind of reminds me of playing Katakuri in One Piece, where you're just like rouletting into triggers. And some people think it's really boring, but I've actually always found it fun because of the fact that there's like, even though I'm not a big fan of decks that rely on RNG, if you play it right, it's not super RNG. Like, yeah, the turn 1 Mirage Gate is super RNG, but this late in the game, like, you're running enough hitters that you might hit it, and it's kind of fun. It's just like this like lottery effect where you're like, I'm just gonna freaking spin the wheel, I'm gonna roulette into this, and if I get it, I just get to have this like amazing rush of, hey, I win. But we'll see if he goes that route, because he might not. Ooh, I think he's gonna probably play it a little bit safer. It looks like. Looks like he's gonna play it a little bit safer. I mean, a lot of money is on the line, so a lot of money and pride, all these other things. Arvin is gonna come down. He did establish an attacker for the turn, so, and I think I saw an Iron Bundle in his hand. I'm not positive, so he might be kind of like thinking worst case scenario and get out of this. Oh, okay, that's smart. But what is the item you take? The electric generator? Your deck is thin, bro. And if you can get to the, well, let's see, arm press is 160. You have an additional 40 damage, which is 200. But that Hoopa is a 220. So I am not positive. Heavily debating here. It looks like he is going to take the baton and the electric generator. So let's see what he chooses to get into here. I do think the one fell in design for this deck is that Miraidon should have been a electric instead of a dragon type, but whatever. I'm not the game designer. And he's gonna whiff again, dude. Ouch. Ouch, broski. Okay, well, he's given this Lost Box player an opportunity. You need to go ahead and attach. Yep, you definitely need that. Now, what becomes your big option here? What are you gonna do? Establish an Iron Crown, ultimately boosting damage. So he's going to swing for 40, 60, like 100 damage. Yep, 100 damage while attaching 2 energy, just kind of softening up that Hoopa, choosing to establish 1 electric, 1 Iron Hands and 1 electric on the other, putting him at a place where his opponent should take a knockout here and go down to only having 2 prize cards left remaining. But it's kind of interesting. If he does a target down that other Iron Hands, he would ultimately give the other 2 energy just back to that other Iron Hands, putting it at 3. So we can kind of see that Amp very much is most likely coming next turn, no matter what this player does. Amp very much onto that Upo would give him 3 prizes, putting at 1. But ultimately, the favor is kind of swung because of those electric generator whips into the Lost Box Blade fans. He does have a slight, I feel like, edge right now, where he can go down to 2 prizes and only get 1 more knockout, and no matter what, our opponent needs to kill 2 more Pokemon or knock out 2 more Pokemon. Choosing to take the boss's orders off the Pokegear. Let's see, he looks like he has a boss's orders, a rock, sand, and didn't see the last start. So let's take a look here. Okay, he's going to go ahead and Mirage Shake 2 onto the Iron Hands. Maybe he's going to go for his own. Thank you very much. Oh. That's round 2 going to Lost Box. Let's go. Round 2 going to Lost Box, man. That is what is up. He got his own, and he said, I can do it better. I have Mirage Shade. I don't need Electrocutor Acre. Get washed. That is crazy. As he just gets that established and is able to take those 3 prizes, no problem. And ultimately, we just see Kim go, I'm out of here. I'm gonna pick up my deck and go home. And I'm gonna go subscribe to Fully Charged TCG so I can become a better player. Here we see some hard shuffles. The dice liked how it was both 4s right when the camera was looking at it. I don't think that was planned, but it is very aesthetically pleasing. And that is very important to me. Very, very important to me. We have a 1-1 with 34 minutes and 7 seconds left inside of this finals match, these Master Finals. Who will be the very best? No one ever was. I don't know. We're going to find out on the next deciding. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. We're shuffling. I'm hoping that Kim has taken my advice and is shuffling better right now. I hope that is the case. I can't guarantee it, but I hope it's the case. They're going to do some cutsies. Dice is looking glorious. I'm wondering who chose here to go first, because I don't actually have the audio, by the way. I should have had an earpiece setting. It looks like the Future Box player opted to go second, which makes sense because he's able to do supporter stuff. Knowing that my opponent can attack this turn and knowing that I have Future Booster, Energy Capsule, kind of doesn't matter who you start because you can always retreat them. So it's a little less important. My opponent, his opponent, Kim's opponent, is starting with a semi-rough hand. I did not see any way for him. Okay, so for this final round, we have an Artizone in the prize, Super Rod, Poke Gear, a Switch, a Primal Catcher, and a Mirage Shade. And then for the Future Box player, we have an Iron Hands, Professor, Nest Ball, Counter Catcher, Iron Crown, and Electric Energy. So I was finally able to catch it. This is the most important game, so, I was able to catch it. That's what's up. Opponent is starting with an Iron Crown. Kim starting with an Iron Crown. Lost Box starting with a Iron Hands. And that wonderful little coin dice set to 1. We see an attach and pass. Now, this is where I would be like, I want blood. Let's see if I can absolutely dunk this person. But I don't think that there is a world in which he could dunk him. So, that is the crazy part. If you really wanted to go for it, because Iron Crown boosts everything, you potentially could get a knockout. It just kind of depends on which route you want to go. If you choose to play it safe, or if you choose to just go all in for it. I mean, it would be hard. It just depends on your hand, I guess. Okay, so right now he's choosing to take off of the first bracelet a Miraidon plus an Iron Hands. That's feeling pretty good. Taking a deck check real quick. Quick break for a deck check. Got to check that deck sometimes and make sure that it's got what you need in it. Doing a quick shuffle here. He is shuffling much better this game. So I'm hoping that he's learned from his mistakes in the second game. Here we go. Let's see. I was just taking a really long shuffle. Let's make sure that it's really shuffle. I'm guessing it's because he's thinking he's going to go electric generator. He's going to go for it. He's like, you know what? Let's do this. I shuffled really good, and I'm feeling like I'm not a complete scrub anymore. There is 2 electric generator. Two electric energy coming down onto the Iron Hands. Is this going to be a massively good turn one? Let's find out. We're seeing the retreat. No, not yet. Maybe. Oh, we still can attach for turn. We can still attach for turn. Come on now. We see Iron Hands come, or Marida come down, and another Iron Hands. Okay. Looks like he's going the route of just establishing a Maridon and getting like everything else established, which is pretty smart. You did see your opponent start off incredibly slow. So you're kind of like, yeah, I can go ahead and just do this, which makes sense. But man, I would have been tempted to go for a one-hit knockout. Because theoretically it was there. I'm pretty sure he had a Iona hand. He just didn't want to play it. Yeah, he didn't want to play it because his opponent has an obviously bad hand. However, if you would attach for turn and grab the two Iron Crowns and slit up your fully charged Iron Hands, you would have been at 3, which means you could swing for 160. And then if you, instead of grabbing the other Iron Hands and the Maridon, you grabbed both of the Iron Crowns, that is going to be 2 more Iron Crowns coming down. That's going to be another 60, which will put you at 220, and then you Iona and try to like go for it, which would have been a crazy finals. But if you whiff it, you potentially could lose the game. So I get that to be that. But there's a potential there, unless he didn't have a 4th Iron Crown. So I believe Iron Hand has 230 HP. So maybe that's why. Maybe he was like, I don't think I can get the 4th, or he doesn't have the 4th. I'm going to quit rambling about that and move on with the game. We're going to see, we saw a Flower Selecting, and we're going to go ahead and see Nest Ball here. He's kind of just digging for something to get him out of this massive hole he's in, because he's staring down potentially at Ampy very much next turn, and still having all these things. He may not even, I mean, if he doesn't establish a Cramorant, he can't even like take a prize turn. So kind of just fishing out what prizes he has prized. And potentially, I think he's just going to go for a second Comfy. Yep. Makes sense. It looks like he has right now 3 cards inside of the Blossom. He had the Corliss and then the first Flower Selecting. He does have a switch card in hand, so he can definitely get into another 5 Flower Selecting, which will take the count up to 4. Should be. Ooh, Corliss or Electric Energy. On one hand, you want the Corliss. On the other hand, you don't have an energy in your hand, and you're not getting Mirage Gate potentially this turn. So, what do you do here? And I don't even see an ability to get into Cramorant. Am I missing something here? No Cramorant, no Spit Innocently. This is still looking very, very bad for him. Ultimately, you could just decide to, okay, he's going to go Electric Generator. Top decking the Electric Generator. Dude, if you hit it, it's going to be insane. He does hit 1. That's all he needs. That's legitimately all he needs. Outside of Maridon is 2 to retreat, and he does not have a Capsule in hand. So that is the only kind of like rough spot. So he's probably not wanting to Iono his opponent, which is fair. At this point, you see that they're just having very, very bad draws. Without Ionoing, though, I don't think he doesn't have a way of getting that Maridon out of active, but he's going to go for it. He's going to Iono anyways. Okay, I fair enough. Like, your opponent isn't exactly trolling well, but they did hand select a few cards. You don't know what their next turn is going to hold. You might as well just go ahead and Flower Select. Or not Flower Select, Iono. Okay, sitting with a couple Electric Energy, Professor Research in hand. It looks like he had a Baton. So he definitely could switch by just attaching for turn. However, he did attach the 1 to the other Iron Hand, so Ampy very much is a little bit off the table, I believe, for this turn. So he might still go for a standard arm press for 1. He is going to retreat just to be like, hey, I'm going to make it really hard for you to get any prizes. And then I'm going to just arm press for 1. So I kind of feel like that was a bit of a whiff, since I would have went ahead and attached off of the electric generator to that Iron Hands and then Iono'd. And if you had done that, then you would still be attaching Baton to your Iron Hands. And if you know you're going to Iono, I would have done it that way. So that's the only, I don't agree with that. But you could took 2 prizes. But whatever. He's still up 1 prize. Your opponent is still in a bad spot. He's going to go ahead and just heavy ball and grab nothing, which if he'd done his prize check earlier, he would have known that he didn't need to do that heavy ball play. So that's a tad bit strange. Alternately going with the Buddy Buddy Poffin, gonna get 2 more of those comfies. Yeah, 2 more comfies. And go ahead and establish those. Just gonna get some more flower selecting. He should be getting relatively close. After these flower selecting, he should be in Mirage 8 territory, if I'm not mistaken. I hate that the dice is sitting there and he's not using it to keep track of his loss value. And just for us over here, I think he has it off screen. Bogus. All right, we're gonna see first flower selecting. Gonna go in. He got a Raikou V and a Hoopa EX. Yeah, you gotta take the Hoopa in this case. You kind of need that Hoopa for this matchup. He also does have the Roaring Moon, which could come in handy, but Fringy Gouging is a little bit risky when your opponent's playing Iron Hands, because that just turns into an easy 3 prize for them. He's gonna go ahead, attach, and switch, getting rid of the Dark Energy, and it's a switch and a Dark Energy. Man, you want to take that switch. I mean, you really do, but at the same time, it always feels bad getting rid of those energies, especially, I guess so he does have Super Rod to gain back, so it's not too big a deal. As he's trying his darndest to get into Mirage Shade territories. Flower selecting a Water Energy and a Stabilize. I'm not sure how valuable Stabilize is in this matchup. I mean, Stabilize is Stabilize, and you can always do Stabilize things here. But at the same time, you don't have any damage on anybody right now. I don't know how valuable. Yeah, I would be getting rid of the Stabilize myself. I just don't think it's that valuable. Keep the energy. Okay, I think we might be pretty close to a Mirage Shade. He's just debating, I think, Super Rod here. No, he just passes. Makes sense. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he doesn't have enough in the loss zone. If not, wouldn't you want to go for that knockout? I guess that you're just transferring energy. Maybe he just wants to get set up a little bit better. But the thing is, like, you run the risk of your opponent disrupting your hand and also taking 2 prizes to go down to 3. Let's see what you choose in here. I would think you would. You have an electric generator. I think you would just, like, attach. Okay, so you can go Arvin. Let's see what he's going to go ahead and grab here. Maybe it's just doing a count. Ooh, I did not see a lot of energy left in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4, maybe a total count of 4 energy left in the deck. Future Booster Capsule, really good. Baton would be pretty solid. If you did go Future Booster Capsule, you could put it on your other Iron Hands, which would give you the ability to always pivot it. Or you go Baton and slap out that on the Iron Hands with 2 energy. That way you're like saying, hey, if you kill both of these, like, I am going to just be able to transfer this energy around all day long. Looks like he might be going Bracelet. He might be choosing to thin out the deck a little bit more. Or, okay, we might just see Electric Generator. Yep. So he should have an Electric Generator in hand. Plus now he has a second Electric Generator. few energy left. So if he does hit the electric generators, he'll be chilling, and he can still attach the turn. So he can actually disperse his energy on the bench and feel pretty good about it. He can still attach to the turn, but he's gonna get the first whiff. Boom. Not surprised. His electric generator, one, he doesn't got a whole lot more energy. I don't believe in that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can see 7 energy at least right now on the board. Plus, he had a 1 or 2 in the hand, maybe more. And we have a second whiff. This guy and electric generators they don't go well together. All right, and then we're gonna see the attack. Baton. Thank you very much for 2 prizes. That is beautiful. Love to see it. And I also appreciate the fact that all of his energy is shiny foiled. Thank you for that. I'm not going to lie, I am rooting for the future box player because I got to play the deck for the first time the other day, just like with my little local friend group. And it was an incredibly fun deck. So I am rooting for it. We're going to go ahead and see a Super Rod here. Going back into, go ahead and shuffle the dark energy, it looked like, back into the deck. I reckon we're going to see a flower selecting after this. And we might be seeing a Koopa come down. I'm actually, though, really digging this Lost Zone build. And I might have to try it out myself. Lost Socks. He goes and takes the electric, or takes the Mirage Gate over the electric. Makes sense. No complaints there. You have the switch, so you could definitely flower select a second time. Which it looks like that's what he's got to do. The only thing you don't want to do is you have the Cordless and, Lost Vacuum. Lost Vacuum, you could bump that baton. And then if you take Knockout, you're putting yourself in a position where it's like, hey, you're not charged up anymore. On the other hand, yeah, Corliss would feel good too. However, I do think that Lost Vacuum is kind of looking like you're potentially your only out, right? Because just removing that baton and saying, I'm going to take prize and you're not going to get that energy back is really good. Your opponent still needs 3 prizes, and if they can't amp you very much, that would be a rough thing. He's looking at that Water and Dark for a second Mirage Gate. Plus, they only have 1 Iron Crown down this game. So, even Arm Press is only swinging for 180, which you are in a safe range from. So, I really, really, really like this Lost Vacuum. It came at the perfect time and could buy him back into this game just a little bit. I also do appreciate how he was intelligent and he held on to that Hoopa. Didn't slap it down. It was a good call. Gonna go ahead and promote up Hoopa. He's gonna get that double prize. So he will go to the point, and he's in a place now where he can also potentially rock stand his opponent. So that is another kind of like good thing that he kind of has going for him. He's going to go ahead, swing, and take 2 prizes, getting Pokégear and the Artisan. Pokégear for coming plus, digging into the deck for that Roxanne that I do believe is stall. This is shaping up to be a pretty solid match. Here comes Arvin. We're going to see what's up. 1, 2, 3, and we're seeing 4 energy in the deck. It looks like he's going to grab himself a bracelet. And I didn't see what the other card was. I'm assuming it's a Alexa generator if he has another one in the deck. Or maybe it was like a Netball or something. Kind of figuring out the math. It was just a tablet, so he just grabbed it. Tablet and a Bracelet. He's going to go ahead and go for Bracelet, discarding the... Yeah, go ahead and discard the Counter Catcher. You're still ahead in prices. It doesn't do you any good this turn. Gonna go ahead and he's gonna go for a double Iron Crown. That way he's to a 220 arm press. Very smart. Yet having that Arvin to just bail him out was incredibly good. So we're gonna see that attached return. We're gonna have a free retreat. And we're going to go ahead and see Arm Press. And he's going to go down to Jess and eat 1 prize. Yeah. With that baton there, potentially you would need to lost vacuum the baton off of the... He called it baton. I'm not sure what exactly the name is. Off of the... how do you baton or come in my holiday? Off of the Iron Hands. Then you would need something like a Roxanne to disrupt their hand. And you need to be able to take the knockout on that Iron Hand, since almost everything is able to retreat. And freezing something in the active is an option, potentially. But, yeah, you're definitely going to need that Iron Hands as a problem. And you have Roaring Moon, from what I saw. He still has Roaring Moon. But once again, Frenzy Gouging, not necessarily your best option. Going for Flower Selecting for Silsum or Buddy Poppin'. It's good. He's going to disregard for Silsum and take the Buddy Poppin'. Kind of thumbing through, seeing what he has access to. Pokegear. Looking at the top is 7. Finds a Corliss. I don't think Corliss is enough. I don't think Corliss is going to do it for you. I think that this might be it. Because even if you Iron Bundle likes to get rid of to bring something else up, he can just bring up a guy that has 3 retreat now. I think the only way you get out of this is Roxanne and Vacuum plus knockout, which I just think is not possible. Now with the Corliss coming down, definitely not possible. You would definitely still need Lost Vacuum plus knockout to have a fighting chance. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that will even do it, to be honest. So he's just going to go ahead and get rid of the Cramorant. I didn't see exactly what he added to his hands, but has a fat hand. Going to go for a retreat, I'm guessing, into another Flower Selecting. Just, no. Buddy Poppin', he's going to fit his deck out more. I wonder what he's digging for here. Is it Mirage Shades? The only issue here is, even if you take knockout, your opponent can attach 1 to that Miraidon and be swinging for 100 damage, which is enough to take prize on any of your small guys. So... And if you... Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder what he's taking for. I'm guessing he's taking for Mirage Shades. That would be my guess. And play towards the Roaring Moon or your Iron Hands. But, he does finally find that Mirage Shade. He's going to go ahead and take a look, count his energy. Quite a little bit of energy in the drop. I don't believe he has a Super Rod in hand. He doesn't. He has Dark Energy in hand. He's going to Iron Bundle. You're just Iron Bundling a free retreat. So that does nothing. I'm pretty sure that Iron Bundle was just admitting defeat. I don't even know. Does he have enough Dark Energy in his drop? I guess he's just trying to thin out his hand maybe for that knee restart. That, I guess, makes sense. He's gonna go ahead and thin it out for that Mew restart, hoping to hit a Super Rod or a another Mirage Shade, but I think, finally he sees a Roxanne. Yeah. He has 2 Dark Energy in the drop. Pass. This is a retreat, and all he needs is... What does he need here? I guess he's looking for a gusting option, because he's, I think, just shy of taking cries on the Roaring Moon. So, but he already can't counter catcher. You can't boss because you just professored, and your only option would be primal catcher. But he didn't hit it. And it looks like he's just gonna ping for 100, which ultimately removes Fringy Gouging from being on the table, because he would just lose the game if he Fringy Gouges. That was the only thing the player could do, ultimately. He does now have Roxanne. But if you Roxanne and you can't gust up the big threat Iron Hands, that kind of, once again, doesn't feel like it's gonna work. Oh, excuse me. Artizoning. You don't got nothing in there to grab. You're getting ready to deck out. Oh, 12 in the lost zone. Dude, I cannot believe this entire game I've been talking, like, I didn't notice that up in the top it says 12 in the lost zone. Oh my god, I feel super stupid. I don't even know if I want to post this. There's the GG handshakes, with ultimately the championship going to Kim running Future Bots. This is going to be a long video, but I wanted to make it because I felt like it gave people an option to just go immediately find the finals game if they wanted to watch it. So that's why I did this. And please don't roast me too hard over the fact that I totally missed the lost zone is right in front of my face the entire time. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.